Everyone, welcome to the Mercury Virtual. Hope you're doing good. Today I'm going to continue with your new module that is we have started in the yesterday class, that is the quality systems in the IT. We have discussed so far some little bit of we can say the overview of the quality systems in IT, that is what are the various quality systems that is available in the IT. So let's start with the previous class session, or let's start with the previous class what we have covered in the last class, then move to today's topic, that is quality management system, or what are the various quality management system approaches. So in the last class, we have discussed about the what is a module, how this module is created, and what are the various learning outcome that is available in this one. So let's start with the basic introduction, that is the quality management system. That is the first part. That is what are the by which the quality can be improved, by which the quality can be enhanced. That is the quality management system. So first of all, there is the quality that is maintained over here. That is the quality management system. This is the first slide that is available over here. So that is the first slide that is used. That is how the quality will be maintained, or what are the various categories by which the quality can be increased in this one. That is the quality management system. So what is a quality management system? First of all, it is a collection of the various policies, procedures, plans, resources, processes, practices, and the specification of responsibility and the theory of an organization that is designed to achieve the product and the service quality levels, customer satisfaction, and the company objective. So whatever the company objective, whatever the scenario that is using, that is going to carry out the various that is going to carry out various tasks, and the specification of the product and the various responsibility that is carried out for the organization that is designed to achieve the and the service quality levels, customer satisfaction, and the company objectives. That is the main role of the quality management system. That is a collection of various policies, procedures, plans, resources, particles, or practices, and the specification of the responsibilities. Right. So that is what is the main aim? To design the product and the service quality levels, customer satisfaction, and the company objectives. Now, first, what is the documentation? That is, what is the documentation part by which the quality can be improved? By using the quality policies that describe the organization approaches to the quality. So whatever the approach, whatever the organization that approach to the quality, that is a quality policy that describes the organization approach to the quality. Then there is a quality manual that address each part principle ISO 9000 standard. So there is the ISO 9000 standard. So this is the ISO, that is International Standard Organization. This is a standard that is used. So this address each principle of the ISO 9000 standard. Then there is the origin of the 9000 standards. That is what is the main origin, or from where the 9000 standard will be originated. Now, next is what are the various principles of the ISO 9000 standard? That is, what are the various principles of, we can say, that what are the various aims by which the 9000. So these are the various principles. These are the various documentation part that is carried out with the various standard. That is how the different organizations, or how the what are the various principles of the ISO 9000 standard. So first part is a customer focus. That is the main focus is on the customer. That is main focus in on the understanding the needs, meets the requirement, and exceeds the expectation. That is what are the various needs, whether these needs are required or not, that meets the requirement, and there is a exceed expectation. So there is a exceed expectation, that is expectation will be high, that is a customer focus. The next is the leadership, that includes the unity of the purpose, organizational direction, empowerment, achieve the objective. So this is the next part, that is the next part of the documentation, that is the next principle. So first is the customer focus. That is the main focus is on the customer. That is the customer is the we can say the customer is the king of the business. That means customer is one of the important parts. There is the customer focus that understands the needs, meets the requirement, and exceeds the expectations. Then there is a leadership that includes the unity of the purpose, organizational direction, empowerment, and achieve the objective. So there is a leadership that is also a part of the unity of the purpose, organizational direction, empowerment, and there is achievement of the objectives. Then there is the involvement of the people. That means the people should be fully involved. That is the involvement of the people, that is fully involved employees to benefit the organization. That means the people will be involved over here. That is the involvement of the people. So that the organization will be benefited, so that the organization will gain the importance of these ones. So to benefit the organization, there is the involvement of the people. Then there is a process approach that is accomplished by processes, resources must be managed. That is, whatever the processes that is carried out, that must be accomplished, that must be used, and the resources must be managed in the proper manner. That is the process approach. That means that there is a systematic organization, systematic approach by which the principles of the ISO 9000 standard will be carried out. So there are four parts. One is the customer focus, then there is a leadership, then there is the involvement of the people, then there is a process approach. Now, again, these are the various, again, the new principle, or again, the few principle that is of the ISO 9000 standard. The system approach to management, that is, there is a system approach to the management also. So processes are managed as a system. So every process is managed as a system. That means a collection of the interdependent components. So various components are interdependent with each other. So there is a systematic approach that is given out to the management. That means there is a systematic approach, there is a system approach, processes are managed as a system. Then continual improvement, that means there should be a continual improvement in this one, that there will be a permanently applied to the organization and its people, their processes. That means there will be a continual improvement in the processes, permanent applied to the organizations, various peoples, and their processes that is carried out in this one, their systems and their product. That is a continual improvement. So there's a continual improvement in this one, that is permanently applied to the organizations, its people, processes, systems, and the process or product. So that means there should be a proper, or there should be a continuous improvement in the processes, continuous improvement in the approaches management that is used as a system. Then there is a factual approach to decision making. So there is a factual approach that is carried out with the decision making. So there is a decision that is also based on the analysis of the accurate, relevant, and the reliable data. The decision is based on the analysis of the accurate result. So there will be accurate result, relevant result, and the reliable result that is carried out in the decision making. So there is a factual data that is carried out, or that is given out for the decision making, that is based on the analysis of the accurate, relevant, and the reliable data. Then mutually beneficial supplier relationship. So there should be a mutually beneficial supplier relationship that is carried out in this one, the principle of the ISO 9000 standard. So that means every approach should be similarized. So there will be a mutual beneficial supplier relationship. That is means the organization and the supplier benefit from each other resources and the knowledge. That means the customer is applying for the product and the business is selling out the product, and business gains a knowledge, or business gains a profit out of the when the customers take out the goods. There is a mutually beneficial supplier relationship. That means the organization and the supplier benefit from each other resources and the knowledge. Then there is an organization chart. That is also available. Also carried out as organization chart, include the PERT and the CPM. So there are two parts in this one. One is the PERT, that is the project evaluation and the review technique, and there is a Gantt chart, that is a graphically analysis of the chart, that is a Gantt and the PERT and the CPM. Then there is a quality procedure that must be carried out, that may be reference to the manual, that is also part of this. So this is a part of the documentation that is carried out as organization chart. So there is an organization chart that illustrates the management. What are the various management responsibility that is carried out for the operating system? So that is organization chart. Then next is the what are the various forms, or what are the various objectives that is carried out for this one, that is also a part of the documentation. So these are the quality objective that is related to the documentation, that is goals related to the quality, that the goals must be synchronized with the quality for policies. So whatever the quality policy that is carried out, so the goals must be related to the quality that must be in synchronization with the quality policy. Then assigned to the organizational function. So there is organizational function that is carried out. So that is assigned to the organization function. That is every objective that is carried out, that the quality objective is assigned to the organizational function. Then tracked by the top management. Yeah, this is one of the important points, that every quality management techniques or every quality concepts is managed or tracked by the top management, whether everything is going well or not. That is tracked by the top management. Then there is a quality procedure. So these are the various quality objectives that is carried out with this one. These are the various quality procedures. That is step by step what the company does to meet the policy. That is, what are the various policies by which the company is using the meet to use to meet the policies. That is step by step procedure what the company does to meet the policy. So whatever the policy that is carried out, what are the various steps, what is the various procedure by which the company does to meet policy. Then a procedure for each ISO principle. So a procedure is also created for ISO principle, that is the International Standard Organization principle. So there is a procedure for each ISO principle. Then processes for procedure that affects the quality. So whatever the quality procedures, whatever the scenarios that is given, that quality may be improved, that scenarios may be improved, that affects the quality. That is the processes for procedure that affects the qualities. So these are the main two parts of this documentation. That is the quality objective. That is the quality must be, or every quality or every aim or everything have a aim. That is the quality objective and the quality procedures. Quality procedure means what are the various quality scenarios that is carried out that is used to aim the quality concepts. So there is a quality objective and there is a quality procedure. The next documentation parts is the forms and the records. That is the forms and the record that is also used as a proof of the activities or the proof of the evidence. That is the documentation. So the forms, records, etc. that is also carried out with as a documentation part, and that includes various proofs. That is the proof of the activities, then documentation for auditors, then ensure the consistency of the firm's operations, then verify conformance to the standard. So these are the various documentation part that is carried out. That is the forms and the records that involves what are the various proofs of the activities, then documentation for the auditors, then ensure the consistency of the firm's operations, then verify the conformances or verify the conformance to the standard. That is whether the standards are met or not. That is verify the conformance to the standards. Now, this is one of the important part, that is what is ISO 9000. That is what is the ISO 9000, that is International Standard Organization. So this is a definition that is given. So ISO 9000 is a family of the standard and the guidance that sets the requirement for the assurance of the quality and the management involvement. That means that ensure that the quality or that ensure that the quality is maximized and there is a management involvement that is carried out in an organization. That is a family of the standard and the guidelines that sets the requirement for the assurance of the quality and the management perspective. So there is a management perspective that is carried out for the quality assurance and to ensure the product and the services. So to ensure about the product and the services that is consistent with their internal or intended purpose. So what is the main purpose by which for which the products and the services are carried out? So that is defined in the ISO 9000. So ISO 9000 is nothing but a family of the standards and the guidelines that sets the requirements. So there are multiple requirements, there are multiple guidelines that is available in the ISO 9000 that is believed for the assurance of the quality and management involvement in an organization. That is, there should be a proper management involvement, quality involvement that is in the organization, and to ensure the product and the services are consistent with their intended process. So whatever the process, whatever the task, whatever the main purpose, whatever the main goal, that must be carried out or that must be consistent, or the every product and the service is consistent with the intended purpose. Then next part of this ISO is achieve the customer satisfaction. So whatever the customer satisfaction that is carried out, that is also achieved with the use of the ISO 9000. So achieving the customer satisfaction is also meaning of the ISO 9000. Then continuous or continual improvement of the performance and the competitiveness. That means there will be a continuous improvement of the performances and the competitiveness. That means there should be a proper improvement of the various performances and the competitive parts, that is competitive. Then there is a continual improvement of processes, products, and the services. So there should be a proper, or there should be a, we can say, the unique continuous improvement of the processes, products, and the services. Then comply with the regulatory requirement. That means if there is a requirement, if there is any legal issue that comply with the various requirements, that comply with the rules and regulation, that means everything is legal, authorized, that means comply with the regulatory requirements, right? Now, how the ISO 9000 is applied, or how we are using the ISO 9000. So not required by the government, up to the management to follow. That means not required by only the government, but also the management to follow the ISO 9000. This is nothing but the international standard. That means, as a name advice, international standard organization. That is a standard that is carried out by each organization, that is internationally carried out by each and every one. That is not required by the government, up to the management to follow. That is, every management has to follow. That is an ISO 9000, and this is a standard that is also a part of the quality management systems. Then may require the supplier to be compliant to the standard. So that may require that the supplier may be compliant to the standard. So if there are any standard that is maintained, so there may be a complaint that the supplier may be compliant to some standards. Now, what are the various requirement of the supplier that is complained? Apply the QMS to the operation. So if there is any operation that is carried out, so apply the QMS to the operation. That is applying the QMS to the operation. Then there is a continual or continually assess the effectiveness. So there is a continuous effectiveness, that is assess the or continually assess the effectiveness. So if there is anything, any output, any throughput that is given, so continually assess the effectiveness. That is, what is the, or why the 9000 standard is effective or not. So that means assessing the effectiveness of this one, whether the requirement that is given is effective or not. Then make changes for improvement. That is, make the changes for the improvement. So what are the changes that is used for the improvement? So make changes for the improvement. Then conduct the audit on a regular basis. So on a regular basis, conducts the audit. That is how the auditing technology will be used, or how we are using the auditing. That means conducts the audit. Then submit to third-party audit. That means submission to the third-party audit is also one of the query, or also require the suppliers to be compliant to the standard. Then submit to a new registration every 3 years. That is, after every 3 years, there will be a submission to the new registration within every 3 years. So this is the ISO 9000 standard, that is the international standard. Now, next part is authority of the registration. That is, what is the authority, or by which authority of the registration will be carried out. That is awarded by the registrar or certification bodies. That means whenever I want to register with the ISO, that means the registration will be awarded, or registration will be given by the registrar or the certification bodies. And this is accredited by the accreditation bodies. That means ISO 9000 registration will be accredited by body. That means there should be a proper rules and regulation, proper laws that will be carried out for the registration in the ISO 9000. Then there is an international accreditation forum. That means there is a IAF. The forum is also available for the international accreditation. That is also a part of the ISO 9000. Then IAF take the authority from the Article 6 of the WTO, that is the World Trade Organization agreement on the technical barriers to the trade. So there is a technical barrier to the trade that is given in the Article 6 of the WTO 1994. Then next is registration statistics. That is, what are the various registration statistics? In 2000, 100,000 certificates were held in the 179 countries. These are the details that is available for the 2008. That is very old report. That is China, Italy, Japan, United States. Then China become a superior or industrial superpower building quality recognition. That means that require for the industrial superpower building quality recognition. That is China. Then service sector now evaluated for the suitability, effectiveness, performance, and the quality. That is the service sector that is now evaluated for the suitability. That means every service sector is now evaluated for the suitability. There is a suitability, there is the effectiveness, there is a performance, and there is a quality. So these are the four parts. That is one of the parts that is available for the evaluation for the suitability, effectiveness, performances, and the quality. That is a part of the service sector. Now, how the organization get the registration or get the registered from the ISO 9000. So more credibility in the world marketplace. So there is a own organization registered for the ISO 9000. There is a more credibility in the world marketplace that is also conforming to the organization steps. Now, what are the various steps that is used for the organization steps? So first part is develop a quality manual. So first of all, develop a quality manual that gives the assurance of quality products and services. There will be quality products and services that is given. That is also a part of the quality manual that gives the assurance of the quality product and the services. There is a quality product and the services that is carried out for this one. Then document procedures of how everything will be operated. That is how everything will be operated over here, or how everything is operated in this one. That is the document procedures of how everything will be operated in this one. Then secure top management committees to QMS and continual improvement. So there will be a continual improvement in this one. Joseph, are you able to hear me? My voice is audible to you? Hello, yeah, Joseph, my voice is audible to you? So there is a customer requirement, there is a secure top management committees to the QMS and the continual improvement. So there is a top bodies that is available. So there is a commitment or the top management commitment to the QMS, and there is a continuous improvement in this one. Then customer requirements and determined and the met. So there is a customer requirement that is determined and met with this one. That is the customer requirement determined and the met with this. Then if registering, they must hire an accredited registrar conducts its own internal audit. That means if you are getting the ISO standards, there will be internal verifier, like in the Edexcel course, there is an internal verifier, there is a standard verifier, that is the outsider. That must hire an accredited registrar, that is used, that conducts the internal verifier or the internal audit that is used for the internal verification. Now, the next part, like the standard verifier, as I said you, that external audits from the accredited registers or registrar. So there is a external audit that is also carried out from the accredited registrar. So these are the various slides that we have discussed about the quality management. That is, what is the quality management, what is the definition of the quality management, and what are the various documentation, that is, what are the various parts of the ISO 9000 standards of the quality management. So first is the quality policy, then quality manual. Now, what are the various principles of the ISO 9000 standard? This is the customer focus, that is the main focus in the customer. Then there is the leadership, then there is the involvement of the people, then there is the process approach, system approach, continual improvement, factual approach to the decision making, then mutually benefited or beneficial supplier relationship. There is a beneficial requirement of the this one, that is there is a beneficial supplier relationship to the organization, or with the organization and the supplier benefit from each other's resources and the knowledge. Then there are two parts. One is the organizational chart that illustrates the management responsibility for operating the quality systems. And there is a quality procedure that is referenced in this manual, that is the quality procedures. And there is what are the various quality procedures, what are the various quality objectives, that is a part of the quality objectives and the quality procedures. So the goal is related to the quality that must be synchronized with the quality policy. So whatever the goal, whatever the objective that is carried out, that must be synchronized with the quality policy, and there is assigned, or that is assigned to the organizational function. So that means every function is assigned some task, and these are the quality procedures. Then there is a form records, etc. for the documentation. So we are carrying out the forms, we are carrying out the records for the various procedure, for various proof of the activities. Then also there is a documentation for the auditors. That means if there is any auditor that comes that documents the very paperwork, that is the documentation for the auditors. Then ensure the consistency of the firm's operations. That ensures the consistency of the firm's operations. And emphasis on the standard, that is whether the standards are met or not. Then this is a definition of the ISO 9000 that contains a family of the standards and the guidelines that is used for the requirement of the ISO 9000. Then why it is required? That is not required by the government, up to the management to follow. That is required by the management, that is required by the ISO 9000, that is required to be followed by the standard organization. Then how it is awarded? That is awarded by the registrar, that is international standards, and these are the various strategies by which the ISO can be carried out. Then there is the organizational registration, that is also confirming the organization steps that develop a quality manual and give the assurance of the quality product and the services. Then there is the organizational benefit. Uh, Now let's see what are the various organizational benefits. So by using the ISO 9000, there will be organizational benefit that is available that provides the confidence to the customer and the organization so that it can provide the product and the service constantly or consistently. That means they are providing the goods and the services on a constant basis, consistently, and there is a good quality product. That is also the benefit of the ISO 9000 standard. And there is a cost risk management. So there is a cost risk management that is also a part of this one. That is also a part of the quality assurance. Then there is an improved competitiveness. So there is an improved competitiveness is available in this. Then there is a what are the various customer benefits? That means benefits from the customer point of view of the ISO. First is meet the requirement. That is every requirement can be met with the ISO 9000. Then competitive prices. So there will be a competitive prices in this one. Then there is a increased confidence in the product. That means increased confidence in the product among the customers. That is also a benefit of the ISO 9000. And there is expectations of the quality. That means the quality should be improved. That is, expectations will be carried out of the quality. That is also one of the main aim of the ISO 9000 standards. Okay. This I'm going to discuss in detail, but let's take a break right now. Then after the break, let's discuss with ISO 9000 standards. Joseph, do you want to say something? So after the break, let's discuss with this one, customer benefit. Okay. So come back from the break. Now let's start the session again. So Joseph, your query is that whether I received the mail or not. Yes, I have received your mail. Yes, I received your mail, Joseph. All right. Hello. Are you able to hear me, Joseph? Hello. Hello. Are you able to hear me, Joseph? Hello, hello, hello. No, I'm not able to hear you, sir, Joseph. Okay, so I received your mail. All right. I received your mail in the today's class. This is PL. Find the attachment. This one. This one. This one. In today only. That is 4:52 p.m. Okay. Any other questions, Larry? Yeah, I received your mail for the procedure programming also, along with the third assignment. This is the 4.1. This is the one task. This is the 4.1, and this is the third task. And there is a research skill also. Yes, yes, yes. This is remain, that is OP. So don't worry, you can complete your assignment. All right. Okay, welcome, Joseph. The main target is to pass the student, not to push up each and every student, right? So let's begin with the session. So the next part, that is what are the various ISO customer benefits that is available in the ISO. So first part is the customer benefit, that is what are the various customer benefits in this one. How the customer will be benefited from the ISO 9000 standards, right? So there is the first part is the meeting the requirement. That is meeting the requirement, that is used for bring down the requirement of the customers. Which one? PLEXE file? I don't know about the PLEXE file. EXE file of the C programming. Yes, you have to submit that one. Yes, yes, executable file. I agree. I understand that you have to submit that EXE file also. So these are the various customer benefits of the ISO, that is the ISO 9000 standards. And what are the various benefits? The first part is meeting the requirement. So that ISO meets the requirement of the customer. So whatever the requirement of the customer that is carried out, that is meeting out by the ISO 9000 standard. Then there is the competitive prices. So the prices is also handled. So there will be we can say the variations in the prices in the market by using the ISO 9000 standard. Then increase confidence in the product. So whenever I believe that the company is ISO certified, then I believe in the increased confidence in the products. Then there is the expectations of the quality, that the quality will be highly increased whenever I am using the ISO 9000 standard. That means these are the various benefits that the customer get while getting the ISO 9000 standard, or while the company is getting the ISO 9000 standard. Then there is the origin of the ISO 9000. Okay, okay, Larry, you will try it, not an issue. Okay, Joseph, sorry, not Larry, Joseph, you can try it on a later on. So there is no issue, there is no hurry to submit the executable right now. Okay. So where is the origin of the ISO 9000 will be originated? So ISO, the worldwide federation, developed to harmonize the national and the international standard. That means there are multiple standards that is able to harmonize, that is able to use the national and the international standards. That is the ISO, that is worldwide federation. That means it is used, or it is available in the worldwide form. That is a worldwide. I will send you the PPT in the tomorrow's class, not in the today's class. Today is not possible, so can I give you the tomorrow's class? So this is the ISO. All right, Joseph. So ISO Worldwide Federation, that is developed to use the national and the international standards, and that is developed by the American National Standard Institute, that is the ANSI, and American Society for Quality, that is the ASQ, in 1987, after 35 years. So after 35 years, that is originated for the federation, that is originated to harmonize the national and the international standard, that is a worldwide federation that is developed to harmonize the national and the international standard organizations. Right. So that is developed by the American National Standard Institutes. Then there is a comparative scope of the ISO and total quality management. That is how we compare the comparative of ISO 9000 and the total quality management. Now, the first point is ISO 9000 and TQM, that the total quality management is not interchangeable. That is, we cannot interchange the ISO 9000 and the total quality management. Then ISO 9000 is compatible with question mark, with comma, and is viewed as a subset of the TQM. That means ISO 9000 is compatible with the TQM and it's used as a subset of the TQM. That means it is a subset of the TQM, that is the ISO 9000 standard. Then ISO 9000 can also be implemented in an TQM environment. So we can implement the ISO 9000 in a TQM environment, and ISO 9000 can improve operations of the traditional environment. So it can improve the operations of the traditional requirements or environment that is carried out with the ISO 9000, that improves the operations of the traditional environment that is a part of the ISO 9000. Then ISO 9000 may be redundant or redundant in a nature or in a mature TQS system. So there is a mature TQS system that may be redundant in a mature TQS system that is also a part of the ISO 9000 standard. So that will be carried out with the mature TQM system. And ISO 9000 and the TQM are not in the competition. And these are the various these are the various management motivations that is used for the registration to the ISO 9000 standard, right? So this is merely to obtain the marketing advantages. So there are multiple marketing advantages that is used. That is also a part of the marketing advantages. So that is used to take the advantage, that marketing advantage. Now appropriate for the adopting the ISO 9000, that is appropriate for adopting the ISO 9000, that is also a part of the ISO. So to improve the operation by implementing a QMS. So there is a QMS that is also implemented, that is also increased by using the operations, by implementing the operations from the QMS. Then to create or improve a QMS that is recognized by the customer. So that is recognized by the customer, that is used to improve a QMS, that is to create or improve a QMS. Then to improve the product and the service quality and consistency. So to improve the product and the service quality, that is improved by making the consistent results. So to improve the product and the service quality and the consistency, that is maintained by the ISO 9000 standard. This is a standard that is maintained by the product and the service quality. Then to improve the customer satisfaction. So whenever we want to improve the customer satisfaction, that customer satisfaction will be improved with the ISO 9000 standard. That means whenever we are using the ISO 9000 standard, so customer is also satisfied because the quality is very good. Those customer is satisfied very well. Then to improve the competitive posture, that means there will be a competitive posture. That means the competitive market will be improved with the help of the ISO 9000 standards. Then to conform to the major customer requirement, that is what are the various major customer requirement that is carried out to conform with that ISO 9000 standards. Now, next is ISO and the total quality management working together. So what happened when the ISO and the TQM will be worked together? So TQM requires everything that is required by the ISO 9000 registration. So TQM requires everything that is required by the ISO 9000 registration. So whatever the need, whatever the requirement that is carried out with the ISO 9000 standard, that need will be carried out by the ISO, that need will be carried out with the ISO standard. And no international certification for the TQM, but may seek ISO 9000 certification to meet the customer demand. So if there is a customer demand that is carried out with that customer demand will be carried out with the TQM that is used to seek the ISO 9000 standard to meet the customer demand. Then ISO 9001 registration can be a first step to the TQM. That means first of all we have to register with the TQM. That is first of all we have to register. That means the first step to the TQM. Then organization that has documented. So there is the organization that has documented the processes and is involved in the documentation part, that is involved in the total quality management, that should find it's easy to prepare for the ISO 9000 certification. So if there is an easy requirement, that is easy to prepare ISO 9000 standard or certification. Then likewise, an organization registered under the ISO 9000 will have to or will have a head start in implementing the total quality. So there is a total quality that is implemented within the organization that is registered under the ISO 9001 standards. The ISO 9000 effort will benefit from the total quality preparation phase by having the following components. So these are the various phases by which the components are improved, by which the components are carried out in the ISO 9000 standard, that will be benefited from the total quality production or quality preparation phase. The first one is executive level steering committee. So first part is whenever we want to execute or whenever we want to take the executive level steering committee, that executive level steering committee will be carried out by the ISO 9000 standard. Then a vision of the guiding principles. So there is a vision that is also available for the guiding principles. Then a set of the broad objectives. So whatever the broad objectives, that broad objective will be carried out by the ISO 9000 efforts. Then baselines is given on the employee and the customer satisfaction. This is one of the important points. That means the customer and the employee both will satisfied with the baselines that is given as a customer satisfaction. So there will be a baseline on the employee and the customer satisfaction. Then next part is an objective view that is carried out. That is the objective view that is used for the commitment of this one. That is used for the commitment of the various folders. So there is an objective view that is carried out for the commitment of the folder that is used in the tracking of the data, that is used in carried out of the data. So that is the objective view of the organization strength, and the weaknesses will be carried out in this one, will be carried out in the organization view, and a good account of all the employees at all level of the organization. So that is also a preparation that have a material that have a following things that will be carried out for the we can say the material that is used for the employees at all levels of the organization, and well thought out means of communicating with the employees. So whenever we are talking about the employees, whenever we are talking about the data, whenever we are talking about the levels of the organization, that is a good level that is used for the account of all the employees at all the levels of the organization. So whatever the level, whatever the condition that is applied, that is used for this one. Then well thought out means of communicating with the employees and the stakeholders. So this is well known means that is used for communicating with the employees and the stakeholders. Now this is the summary of this what we have covered. That is, ISO and TQM are not fully interchangeable, so we cannot fully interchangeable the ISO and the TQM. Then it is compatible and can be a subset of TQM, and there are vast different reasons that is carried out with the TQM, and these are the aim of ISO 9000, that is to enable the organization to better serve their customers and be more competitive in the marketplace by adhering to the quality management principle. So there is the quality management principle that is used in the marketplace to the quality management principle. And motivation for implementing the ISO 9000 standard, what are the various motivations? So to improve the operations, to create a quality management system, to improve the consistency of the quality, to improve the customer satisfaction, to improve the competitive postures, to conform to the customer requirement. So whatever the requirement, whatever the posture that we are using, that is carried out with the customer satisfaction, that is carried out with the quality management system, that is also a part of the documentation. Like this one, these are the various terms. These are the various terms that is talking about, that is organization benefits, origin, comparative scope, then management motivations, and that is used for the registration of the ISO 9000 standard. Then there is a total quality management that work together. Then that is different from having the following components. That is executive level steering committee. Then this is a summary part of this one, that is how these operations will be carried out to improve the customer satisfaction. All right. So I'm going to finish over here only. That is that today's class is finished over here. In the next class, that is in the tomorrow's class, I'm taking care of the same topic, that is the ISO 9000 standard or the ISO standard. All right. So that's all for today's session. And if there is any doubts, you can ask the doubts. Thanks a lot, everyone. Bye bye.